And indeed, a very good morning. Oh my God, just a minute. Sorry, everything's running into each other, isn't it? Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk here on United Kingdom Radio. The show is live indeed, if it is now 11 o'clock on August the 26th. It's a Thursday morning, August the 26th, just gone 11 o'clock. If that is the time now, then you are with us live. If it's not the time now, you are listening or watching a recording. You can join in at any time, number one, by email. Okay, my email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. So whether you're listening live or listening to a recording, never feel, if you're listening to a recording of this or watching a recording, never feel you can't join in. You can. Okay, you can simply use the email and it'll probably come up in the next show, if not the one after that. Okay, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. We've already got some people with us this morning, actually. Millie in Minnesota. Good morning, Millie. Reminds me to hit the record button, which indeed I have done. Thank you, Millie. And young Travis is here as well. Is he brushing his teeth? Oh no, that's me brushing my teeth. I've just brushed my teeth. And I've got a dreadful feeling I've got the same shirt on I had on Tuesday, but it doesn't matter. I mean, all these people that go around washing their clothes as soon as they've worn them once, what a terrible waste of the earth's resources. You can wear clothes several times. I'm telling you now, I've got some friends, various friends who work in show business, boys and girls, that are known never to wash their clothes. Well, I know horses wouldn't drag it from me. I'm telling you now. I'm not telling you that is. Wayne's with us well this morning. Reminds me to hit the record button. Thank you very much. It is very, very useful when people remind me to hit the record button because I often forget. Now, is there anyone else to say hello to yet? Let me have a quick look. Oh, Keith. Keith in London, who's listening and watching with his I think his mum. Just a minute now. Let me just check. A message has flooded in this morning already. I mean, I just can't keep going, dear. Can't keep going. Just a minute. Let me see. Is it? Oh, he's not. No, he's not there at the moment. I think he's listening with his mum this morning. Isn't that nice? A bit of a family occasion today. It's a family occasion. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news first? Oh, the good news first. Okay. Now, on the last show, I did say to you, by Saturday, I'd like to be below the 13 stone weight. Oh, you want to know what that is in pounds for the American? Just a minute. What is it? UK to American weight. Can we do that? UK to American weight. Let's have a quick look on Googlish. Googlish. Yes, Googlish. I don't know. Oh, hang on a minute. It's pounds, isn't it? So I've got to do... where's my calculator? I've got this old calculator. 1 minute. Let me get this calculator out for you. I can't find it. Oh. Can someone... I'll tell you what. Someone convert... There's 14... Hang on. 14 pounds in a stone, isn't there? 14 pounds in a stone. Let me calculate this for you, because the Americans haven't got a clue what I'm going on about. Because they don't have stones. No, they don't. Well, I mean, no, not those sort of stones. They have a few rocks, but not enough stones. Just a minute now. Calculator, that's it. So that's... that must be right, is it? Right, so I was... No, hang on. 82. Oh, I don't know. I'm no good with maths. Oh, let me just tell you. Well, I wanted to be below 13 stone on Saturday. I am very pleased to announce that since yesterday, I am now 12 stone 13.8. We have broken through the 13 stone barrier. Going downwards, that is, of course. Okay, so I'm very, very pleased with myself. That's the good news. The bad news is I am shocked and horrified, boys and girls. Now, as well as me doing this little show, there's quite a few of us, okay, on a station called United Kingdom Radio, which if you're listening or watching live, you are listening or watching at this very moment. Now, we have quite a lot of presenters on there, okay? If you're watching a recording of this, you can always watch it live. at 11 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturdays at unitedkingdomradio.co.uk. Now, I am shocked and horrified with one of the other presenters, boys and girls. Lee Mills. Yes, Lee Mills, who is here on United Kingdom Radio on Monday nights at 8 o'clock UK time and on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock UK time. I am shocked and horrified when he was going on about holidays and what they signify. And he was saying, well, Christmas, yeah, we all know what that is. And he said, what else is it he said? He said Halloween. He's not too into Halloween. Can't understand why everyone bothers with that. And he said, then there's Easter. And do you know what he said? He said, I can't remember what that signifies. I cannot believe one of the presenters here on United Kingdom Radio doesn't know what Easter signifies. I am shocked. And Lee Mills, I'll say the name again. I'll spell it for you. Leemills. Well, he doesn't know what Easter is. Now, can I ask a question? Is there anyone else, without looking on Google, don't look it up on Google, okay? And if you're not, how can I put this? If you're not that way inclined, okay, but know what it is, then that's fine as well. That's not the issue here. Is there anyone else who doesn't know what Easter signifies? He said, I know it's about chocolate eggs, but I'm not quite sure what else it is. I'm just shocked. I am shocked. It was like a pain going through my heart to know this. Does anyone else not know what Easter is? Please let me know. We've got the email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. If you want to join us live, you want to message live, you can call in, either on Skype or on the telephone. Our Skype username is all one word, United Kingdom Radio. Okay, our Skype username is United Kingdom Radio. Is my mirror ball turning? Yes, it is. And oh, by the way, I've got a little giraffe behind me today. I have those of you listening to the show, you can watch it as well. Okay, simply go to unitedkingdomradio.co.uk and hit watch. I have behind me a little shelf, and I try and change the things on here. Today we have a giraffe just sitting there in front of the mirror ball, turning around slowly. Isn't it nice? Yeah, you can join in on the Skype. The Skype username is all one word, United Kingdom Radio. Click your add contacts and I'll add you there, all right? Or you can join in my telephone. Our phone number is a local London number. This is not a premium rate number, okay? And the phone number is 020 3287 1488, okay? 020 3287 1488. Someone's calling in now. Good morning. Good morning. We are on air at the moment. Why are you disturbing our millions of friends? Oh, well, they can't hear you at the moment. Say it anyway. I hope you can't hear this. Can you say it in a quiet voice? Because my extremely sensitive equipment might be picking this up now. You want to call me? Yeah, thank you very much. It's very kind of you, caller. I shall ring you after 12 o'clock then. Thank you very much. Well, I suppose so, but I'm not plugged in. Oh, let me just plug in. It's my best friend, Ron. Just a minute. I'm just going to plug him in. Just a minute then. Oh, you are awkward. Can't you let me know that you're going to call before you call? Mind you, this is your time now, isn't it? I usually get a phone call first thing in the morning, at which point you say, give me a call later, and then I call you later, and then you don't bother answering. Shut up a minute. Just a moment now. Connecting you now, caller. One moment. Are you there?
I am there. You have to speak up slightly, dear. You sound like you're miles away.
I am miles away.
Are you in the West Wing again?
Just a minute. I need to turn something up then. I can't remember what, though. That's the trouble. Is it this one here?
Oh, a little bit more. Hello?
Is it that?
Yeah, that's a bit better.
Can you hear us now? How wonderful. Good morning, Ron. This is my best friend, Ron. Good morning, Ron.
Hello, Chris. How are you, dear?
I'm very well. Where are you at the moment?
I'm in the kitchen.
You're
in the kitchen in my Grade 2 listed building flat in the trendiest part of London at the moment, Shoreditch.
Yes.
I'm going to Mac this afternoon to have my Apple computer.
Oh, I told them all about it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
How you walk around completely up your own arse with your Apple Mac and the little light that comes on the front. It's wonderful.
It is wonderful, dear. It's wonderful because it doesn't bloody work.
What a shame it doesn't function properly. Tell us what went wrong again with it.
Oh, no, I don't want to go through the whole thing again.
We need to know these things, dear.
Well, the printer wasn't working. I couldn't print wirelessly, and when something doesn't work, it has to be fixed. So I took it back, and there was an issue with where I transferred data from my old Mac to this Mac. Anyway, they reset it. I've lost probably 80% of my photos. I've also lost my music, and the printer still doesn't work. So I've got to go back there today and try and get something sorted out.
Just a headache. What a shame you didn't just buy a little old PC like the rest of us.
No, I don't want a PC because they don't. They actually don't work as well as my Mac. I've been a Mac customer for nearly 6 years, and this is the first issue that I've had with it.
Oh, well, I suppose so. I must say, when I come round your house and go through your drawers and things while you're out at work or whatever, I do have a little look on the Mac now and again. It is quite a pleasure to use the item. It really is.
They are. I mean, it's so compatible with one's iPhone. You know, you just plug it in and it works. The iTunes goes over, the music, the calendars, everything, emails. It's a fabulous piece of equipment when it works. But in general, the most of the population that have computers will tell you, even after only owning them for like 6 weeks, you become so reliant on a computer that when it doesn't work, it's a complete nightmare. And for me, a complete nightmare, is my computer not working, because I do everything online. I do banking, and that's with a B, dear. Banking, I do all my, all of my work stuff online, I do my shopping online. I'm sorry, I haven't quite finished. If you just don't interrupt me when I'm speaking. That is very rude, even though you are the host. Just hang on, yeah. And
get on with it, dear. We're waiting.
Even down to shopping for my new car, I've done it all online, which I must say is coming 12 weeks today.
What is the new car you're purchasing?
The new car is a BMW 1M series with coral red leather interior in...
is it wise to have such a vehicle in that area that you live, dear?
Well, it's
awful.
Extremely trendy area, but you do have some dregs of society.
Some dregs practically of society. The entire estate where you live is dodgy.
I don't live on an estate. I live in the Grade 2 listed buildings. There is an estate behind where I live.
What about that lot of kids that live a few, at the end of the block?
No, not in my block, dear. Not in my block.
Dear me.
No, dear.
We have a question from a listener
just a moment. I haven't finished. Just a moment. I have actually been in touch with the local authority, and I am in the process of purchasing a garage.
Oh, okay. You're renting a garage, yeah?
But purchasing, renting, it's all the same thing, dear.
How much is that?
Well, it will depend. It will depend on where and how far away it is.
Okay.
So, I mean, it won't be a lot. It won't be a lot, but it will settle my mind when if I need to park the car somewhere safe.
Yeah.
Because it is a rag top. Obviously, it's a convertible. So.
Perhaps you'd like to send in pictures of it, and then I can show everyone.
Oh, there is a picture.
Why don't you rent yourself out again, and drive people around or something like that?
Rent myself out. What kind of connotation are you making there?
I meant you as a driver in the car.
One doesn't drive, dear. One gets driven.
There is a question from a viewer.
Oh, marvellous.
Mikey Holt, our little man in Grantham, who lives here, actually a friend of my cousin, of my nephew's, Jimmy. Mikey says, good morning. He says, ask Ron if he knows his printer actually works with Macs.
Yes, it does. It is compatible.
Why is that? How do you know that?
Because I read the book before I bought it. It is compatible. It's not. I don't think it's actually the. I've got my own wireless network through my Apple AirPods, and it's something to do with that.
Is there an airport near you, dear?
No, I have an airport in my flat.
How do the planes get in there then?
Well, an A380 can't land here, dear.
The what?
An A380 can't land here.
I was going to say, it's a bit small for one of those.
Yeah, no, it's my network. It's like a small plug that fits into the wall. Oh. And it means that I can play my music wirelessly through this plug into my Technic stereo system.
Is it like a sling box? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it is, yeah, and I can print wirelessly, but it's much, much, much better than a Slingbox do.
All right.
Much better.
But have you tried anyone else's Mac on the...
Andy's works, my partner's works.
Oh, right, okay.
So and mine doesn't, which is quite infuriating, because when I need to print something, it says, oh, it's okay, I can do it wirelessly.
Yes, Mikey says you might have a dodgy driver.
Yeah,
I thought you were the only person to drive your car.
Yeah, the problem, the thing is I've actually had a new operating system installed into my computer.
Right.
So obviously it's not that. It can't be. I don't know. As I say, I'm going back there this afternoon. I am actually seeing the Yoda of Mac.
The what?
The Yoda of Mac.
Who's Yoda?
Yoda. You remember Yoda from Star Wars?
No. Star Wars was a load of rubbish.
No, dear.
It is rubbish. Listen,
No, dear.
if you want real, true-life programmes like that, you need to watch Star Trek. In fact, before I came up today, I have been watching on my 50-inch plasma, I have been watching Star Trek The Voyage Home.
Okay,
wonderful.
That's very... Okay, so maybe I'm seeing the Spock of Mac.
The Spock of... Yes, that's fair enough. The Spock of Mac.
Yeah, so I'm seeing him today. You know, it's just I just want it to work. I need it to work because it's quite frustrating. And you know, I'm not one to complain, obviously.
Oh, I've heard it all now. Perhaps you'd like to tell them about the people that were filming underneath your flat the other day.
Well, dear, I'm sorry, without knocking on the door and asking for permission...
First of all, could you just take us through the day? Were you coming home or just happened to look out the window? Or what
I was in the
exactly?
bedroom and I happened to look out of the window and there was this group of people standing there with cameras and people walking up and down my stairs. And I opened the window and I said, hello. And they turned around and said, hello. I said, what are we doing? And they said, we're filming. And I said, do you have permission? They said, yes, from the local authority. And I said, but do you have permission from me to film my home? And they said, no. I said, well, piss off.
Please, don't swear like that. If you don't mind, continue.
I did warn them that I would start throwing buckets of cold water over them. It's a disgrace. I don't know who these people... Because they work in television, they think that they can just film anywhere.
Oh, I know, dear.
Not outside my house.
I've seen that before. You get the people from the BBC are the worst. They're the worst. They swan in and out. Anyway, from the BBC. Swan in and out of places.
Because of how my buildings look and the area I live in, they do actually do quite a lot of filming around here for The Bill on ITV. And they was here one day. They blocked off all the residents' parking,
yes,
which was okay, but they never parked the vans there. They parked it in my private car park in my bay. And when I drove round, there was this very, how can I put it, a very overweight, burger-eating, cigarette-smoking idiot standing there directing the traffic. And I said, could you move that van? It's in my space. And he said, we've got permission to park there. I said, well, no, because it's a private car park and I pay for that space and it's mine, so you don't have permission, move your van. And he said, no. So I put my hand on my hooter. After about 2 minutes, a little lady come running out with earphones on, screaming at me, we're trying to film. And I said, I don't really care, there's a van in my space. So effectively, they then moved the van. So when I got indoors, I then called the private clampers. And they turned up, and they told them to move their vans, otherwise they was going to clamp. So they then parked them in the residents' parking that wasn't blocked off for them. So I then called the local authority and asked them to send traffic wardens, and they started getting tickets because they hadn't parked correctly. I mean, hell hath no fury like this queen scorned. You know, if you're going to do something outside my house, try knocking on my door and asking me. I think it's very, very rude. You know, it's like on a Sunday where I live. There's a market. It's called the Columbia Road Flower Market. Very pretty, very picturesque. But you get these people that come up my stairs and take pictures of my house like it's Buckingham bloody Palace. I don't think so. I tell them to go away. Get away. Not interested. Oh, but we want to take photos. I don't really care. Unless you knock on my door and ask me, I don't think you should. How would you like it at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning if somebody was standing outside your house taking bloody pictures? It's infuriating. But I'm not one to complain. I'm not one to moan, as you well know, Chris Reardon. You know, what else have I moaned about recently? Let me think. Oh yes, the rubbish in the street. So I had to ring the council yesterday. You know, and the street was in a real mess. They normally send this little Eastern European lad with his little barrow and his broom and his shovel, and he goes along and he makes lots of noise. But you know that he's out there cleaning up the street. 3 days. I think he must have been deported because he's not been here for 3 days. The street's in a terrible state. I mean, what can you do? What can you do? Are you there, Chris Reardon?
Well, wouldn't you go outside and clear it up yourself?
How dare you? I drop rubbish, I don't pick it up.
Thank you very much, Mr. G. Just before you go...
Yes, dear.
How... Because those of you that are new to the show will not know, Ron has just purchased 2 beautiful little ginger kittens named...
D and G.
D and G. 2 boys. We thought they were a boy and a girl. But on closer inspection by the vet, they are in fact the boys. They are 2 boys. How are they doing and how much weight have they put on so far?
Okay, they are getting very big. They are getting very, very big.
They keep eating, don't they?
They don't stop bloody eating. They're costing me a fortune. They've got very big. And they do have very much their own personalities.
Yeah.
One of them, D, you just have to look at him and he purrs.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Not so keen coming up to you. Like, if I'm laying in bed, he'll come and sit on the pillow next to me and just purr.
Yeah.
Not really likes being touched, because I think what it is it's the other one, because with the other one, if you walk down the hallway, he attacks you. One of them attacks you, one of them purrs.
They all I'm telling you now, I've had 3 cats and they all have completely different personalities.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
fantastic. Now,
I mean, I think when they get a little bit older, because they are only about 12 or 14 weeks old, when they get a bit older, as they stop fighting, I think the one that purrs will be the one that will come and lay with us. And I think the other one will only let us touch him when he wants it, and not any other time.
Yeah, that'd be right.
At the moment, they are fighting on the bed, but I have a teddy bear that comes from Germany. It's made from vintage terry towel and it's handmade. They cost about £55.
Oh, get on with it, for God's sake! We've only got an hour.
They're actually throwing it around the bed as we speak. You know, my children do have the life of luxury.
Gorgeous boys. Now, before you go, can I ask you? Yes.
Go where?
I've only got an hour. You know.
Oh right, okay.
We've only got an hour. Before you go, I would like you to ask you: do you know? Because we have another presenter here on United Kingdom Radio called Lee Mills, and he was going on about different holidays.
Where has he been? I've probably been there.
No. Different times of the year, like Christmas.
Right, I've done that.
And things like that. And Easter. And he doesn't know what Easter signifies. So I'm doing a little survey. Do you know... I know you're Jewish, okay, but do you know what Easter actually signifies?
Well, I mean, I did actually see this fictional film once about somebody called, what was his name? Jesus. And it was something about, they put him in this thing and they put a big rock across the front of it, and then about 3 days later he was like Houdini and reappeared.
Thank you very much. I'm glad that you know. And now we will have to leave you, thank you. There's lots to get through here in an hour, you know. Really?
Well, I mean, I don't see why I can't be a co-presenter.
Well, you can always have your own show if you want one.
I know, dear. I'd love my own show. I think I'd be pretty good. I think the listeners would love me to have it.
Well, come round here and do one.
Let's have an online vote. I think all of the listeners should email in to see if they want me to take one of your slots.
Always fishing for compliments.
Oh no, dear, I don't.
You're not ever going to have my slot again. I'm telling you that now.
Thank
you very much for calling. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye, dear me. Doesn't he go on? On and on and on. Anyway, that's my best mate, Ron. Cool, dear. Sorry about a little swear word. How rude of him. Mikey says, I thought Easter signifies eating a lot of chocolate. No, it doesn't, Mikey. That's the commercialisation. It's all gone terribly, terribly wrong. He also says, yes, for Ron having his own slot. Oh, please don't ask him to do his own show. We're never really the end of it. Sean is writing here, my cat doesn't know what Easter means. Well, of course it doesn't. It's a cat. Cat isn't going to know what Easter means, is it? Tell Ron to egg the vans or egg the cameraman. Very good. Very good. He'd had eggs outside. Good morning to Keith. Morning, Keith, who's in London, I think with his mate. He says, good morning, Chris. It's Keith here. Good morning, Keith. He says, listening with my mum, Josephine. That's a lovely name. And sister Emily. I thought I would surprise them by taking them to Emmerdale for lunch. But the surprise was on me. The wool pack was closed. Oh. Emmerdale. Da, 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 da. It's a TV show here in the UK. So we went to a carvery, which you would love, yes, definitely, and paid £5 for a mountain of food. You must have gone to one of the Toby carveries. Then we went over to where they film Last of the Summer Wine, another programme I watch. Incidentally, news of Last of the Summer Wine in a minute, where we had cream teas. The weather was sunny and warm, and on the way back to London, the heavens opened from Birmingham all the way home. Please, can you plug the Boy George Experience, which is a cabaret show he does tonight, at a place called 79 CXR, which is right in the middle of London. All my outfits are hand-washed. Well, thank God for that, because there is one or two artists who never seem to wash their clothes, do they? Loving the show from Keith George, Mummy Josie and Sister Emily. Thank you very much for those. All right, Keith, nice to hear from you, sir. Right, where are we going now? Mikey says, can I call later? Mikey, I'll tell you what. If you really want to, you can call now, okay? Mikey Holt on the line shortly. There we are. Good morning, Mikey.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mikey Holt.
Good morning, Chris Reardon.
I don't believe you don't know what Easter is.
It's something to do with him getting crucified or something.
Correct. Well, at least, you know, that's a step.
Is that Christmas?
No, that's not Christmas. Christmas is when the Lord Jesus Christ was born by the Blessed Virgin Mary, surrounded by donkeys and sheep.
Of course.
Have you died?
And
probably. before that happened, there was no Christmas, dear.
Well, that was in the year 0.
It was in the year 0.
And
no, I wasn't born then.
Dinosaurs and stuff.
There were no it's after dinosaurs, dear. It's way after. He hasn't been, you know, it was only just over 2010 years ago, and 8 months and 26 days, to be exact. Well, no, not to be exact, because it's the 20... Well, round about that, anyway, round about. I'm not good with the maths. Good morning, Mikey. What are you up to today?
Well, if you read any form of news, you'll have known that on Tuesday the GCSE results came out.
Oh, yes. Now, I have a feeling, because I've always thought you're a little bit of a know-all, to be honest, Mikey. Mikey Holt is 15 years old. He's up north in Lincolnshire, home of the sausage.
I'm not up north. We don't speak like that up in Lincolnshire.
Well, where are you then?
Midlands.
In the Midlands, home of Central Television. Just a minute. Just a minute. Is it Central Television or Yorkshire?
Central.
Central. Just a minute. Don't rush me. In the Midlands, home of Central Television. Continue.
Hi, it's Zuko. I'm wiping the slate clean.
Sorry, I don't know what actually I haven't got my auto halt button on. Carry on, Mikey. We've got someone else trying to call in. Call back after Mikey, okay? I only do one call at a time, if you don't mind. Carry on, Mikey.
Okay, so, as you know, the GCSE results came out on Tuesday, which is why, unfortunately, I missed your show on Tuesday.
I bet you got A for everything, didn't you, you blooming know-all?
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Come off it. And I bet you got...
I've got 10 GCSEs under my belt.
You got what?
10 GCSEs under my... 10 A-star to C GCSEs.
God, how many A's?
1.
How many B's?
2.
How many C's?
7.
Ah, so you're not as clever as you thought. Thick as a plank. I always knew it. It's all a front, isn't it? Absolutely as thick as a plank.
Only one failed it.
Terrible. Terrible.
That fails English literature.
That's terrible. I don't know how you've got the audacity and the cheek to come on this programme and admit to it. God's sake. So you think you're going to get a job with that? No, no chance. You're going to be on the scrap heap. You'll be on the scrap heap, and I guarantee this time next year you'll be on the Jeremy Kyle show.
Oh, no.
Yes, you'll be on the Jeremy Kyle show.
I'm not a chav, dear.
Yeah, not a chav? 7 C's, and you tell me you're not a chav? Where you going?
Chavs get E's,
In
F's,
fact,
U's.
what are you actually doing at home at the moment? Shouldn't you be sitting on the wall inside a shopping centre, drinking lager and constantly being told to move on by the security people?
No, I'm sitting at my computer in my dressing gown listening to your show
Oh, please.
watching your show.
Will people please dress before they come and listen or watch the show, if you don't mind? I'm not having half naked...
It's just cold in here, so I've got a dressing gown over the top.
I don't like half-naked people sitting there listening and watching my show. It's just rude, quite frankly. Rude.
Oh. Anyway, I caught up on your Saturday and Tuesday shows, which I missed, because, of course, if I miss you live, I'll always podcast. And you mentioned why people have to have everything wireless.
Yes?
Well...
That was on Tuesday. Was that on Tuesday's show, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, just for the ease of it. I mean, like, I'd rather have everything wireless than leads cluttering up everywhere, because I've got wireless mouse, wireless keyboard, wireless internet.
Don't you worry it will fail, though. I've never been happy with a non-physical connection, if you see what I mean. You know, all these... I know people that do their shows with wireless computer. You know when you were doing a show here?
Yeah.
Was that wireless?
It was done on a proper desktop PC.
But was it wireless, or were you plugged in somewhere?
It depends what you mean by wireless.
Okay, were you doing your show on a computer of some sort? Okay, in your case, a desktop. Was there an actual physical wire connection to the router, or did you do it wirelessly?
I do it wirelessly.
I don't believe you, because you took too long to... Are you lying to me, Mikey Holt? I can't believe you just told me a big fat lie.
It's probably not as fat as someone on your Facebook called you.
Oh, that's a cruel... They're cruel people on that Facebook. They are cruel people. Yeah, you know, and I worry a little bit about all this wireless stuff and the waves going through the air. I mean, I can literally feel the magnetic waves going through my body as I'm sitting here, Mikey Holt.
I can't.
No, I shouldn't think they can get through all that fat, to be honest.
I'm only 45 kilograms.
45 kilos? Do you know that's more than half of what I am? So you must be really massive now.
No, I'm not. I'm quite skinny.
Perhaps if you stopped eating all those waffles, you'd lose a bit of weight. Good news, Mikey Holt. Someone else knows what Easter is. Rick. Hello, Rick, who says Easter is the resurrection of Christ. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute now. Just a minute. Just a minute. There it is. Easter is the resurrection of Christ. I really think you should learn some hymns, because let me tell you, boys and girls, Mikey, what are you doing?
Snoring.
Well, would you not do that? Mikey Holt is an atheist. He does not believe...
I'm proud of it.
He does not believe in anything. And I just think, Mikey, just one little trip to church with me on a Sunday, you might change your mind.
I know what you've said about when you come to Grantham, you're going to take me to church, but no, that's a no.
Yes. Yes, I will meet you, and you will be dragged into the nearest church. Hopefully it'll be a Catholic one, not one of those pretend Church of England places.
Well, it's pretty much all Church of England here.
Anyway, Mikey, nice to talk to you.
Okay.
Have a lovely day.
Yeah, nice talking to you.
Thanks for calling.
I'll speak to you soon.
Bye-bye, caller.
Goodbye.
Your
host.
call was important to us. Thank you, Mikey Holt. Over to Leon and Terry. I think Leon and Terry are listening. Where are you two?
Hello.
Good morning. Where are you?
Well,
quite an easy question. Look out the window and tell me.
In a place.
In a place where?
Called the UK, Northwest.
Northwest UK. Are you in Huntingdonshire?
No, that's Terry.
Oh, is it? Is Terry with us as well?
Yeah.
Good morning. Yes.
Good morning, Terry. How are you? Oh, your hard work, you two, this morning. Come on, Leon, what are you calling in for?
Well, I just saw everybody else calling in, thought I'd ring in for a shout.
So, well, shout for me. Shout.
No.
What have you got to shout about?
Is he not shouting, Chris?
No, he's not saying anything. He's just called in, and he hasn't really got anything to talk about. Have you, Leon? Get on with it, dear. We're only here for an hour. Get on with it.
Are you sure you two have not got the same accent? Because it sounds like me. You just have.
Do you know, this is like pulling teeth. Leon, why are you calling in, please?
Can you even hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Right.
We can all hear you very well.
It was Terry who wanted to call in.
Right, Terry, what are you ringing in for?
Well, I didn't, but I'm going to talk to you anyway, Chris, because I know that boring radio switches people off. Anyway, so
dear.
good morning to you. How are you?
8,000 listeners have just switched off since Leon started chatting. I'm telling you that now. Terrible. I'm very well, thank you. I'm doing a little bit more shopping today to purchase a few more shirts. I've got one of my new shirts on today. It's nice, like a pinky, greeny, bluey colour.
Very nice.
Yes. Do you know what Easter is?
Yeah. Easter, I usually get loads of eggs at Easter.
Oh, another one who's just involved with eggs all the time. No idea of you at all. Perhaps you'd like to come to church with Mikey Holt. Mikey Holt says you've broken your golden rule. Just one caller. Yeah, 3 today. What, 4 today? 4 callers in a day. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Where are they all coming from? Sean
You're
Riches says
Chris.
you should sing with the hymn that you were playing. Oh, do you know that hymn I was playing?
Play it again, Chris.
Okay, here we go. Hallelujah, sing to Jesus. He's the scepter, he's the throne.
I don't actually, Chris. What's the hymn called?
What's the what?
The hymn called.
Hallelujah, sing to Jesus.
Ah.
Well, thank you very much for calling. You're very boring.
I know.
Bye-bye, callers.
Bye-bye.
Dear me, well, not a lot to talk about there, was there? God's sake, if you're going to ring in, have something to say, for God's sake. Now, let me see. Right. Alan. Good morning to Alan, who emails the show and says, why is it that when we have any special event, we can be English, whether it's rugby, English cricket, etc. But when I'm asked to fill out forms, I have to be British. This is very strange. He says, I was born in England, schooled in England, worked until I was 65 in England, so why do I have to be British? That is my bug for the day. Best wishes on the show, and that's from Alan. Thank you, Alan. That's true, isn't it? That is true, you know. Why do we have to be British on forms? Do you know why that is, Terry?
I don't know, but I tell you what, I prefer to be English.
You fill in quite a few forms, don't you?
Oh, so many.
Are you one of those benefit cheats?
I'm not a benefit cheat, no.
Are you a benefit cheat? Are you sitting there? Did you see that woman on the telly the other day? £650,000 she's had. It was on a programme called Saints and Sinners. Did you see that?
I didn't, but that's amazing. 650,000.
Since in about 6 years, I think it was it 6, 96, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, in about 5 years, she's had about £650,000. She's got all this, and who do you think this was? Do you think this was some young scally lad or some young lady? No, this was a granny in her 60s. She has her £650,000, all these different names, and she was claiming at different offices. She's got different properties. Anyway, she's banged up now, I'm very pleased to say. There's one thing I can't stand, it's benefit cheats. Really, it annoys me. Really annoys me. Especially when there are disabled people, I hope you don't mind me saying this, Terry, like yourself, okay? You can barely see, okay? Who deserve the money. Absolutely deserve the money. There was one particular lad in this programme as well, who had a terrible motorbike crash. He was only 15, completely lost the use of his legs. No more legs, okay? And to see him benefit from the money filled me with joy. You know, he's now got a car, and it's all been made so that he can... He's got no legs. Well, he's got legs, but they don't do anything. On the handle, he's got, like, various different buttons that move the car forward. Very, very clever. And I'm pleased to see that. People who need the money, I've got no problem with paying into a pot for that. But benefit cheats, can't bear them. Did you see it?
I didn't see it, but it certainly sounds fascinating. And I tell you one of the other things as well, the thing that annoys me, the government are saying, this awful coalition government, are saying that, we want to get people off benefits back into work. From my point of view, if you are, in my situation, for example, you're perhaps getting, I don't know, around £500 a month, say that, something like that.
That's what you have to live on, do you?
About that, and, when you take all your bills into consideration, and then all your luxuries as well, when you think, if they're trying to get you back into it, you've got to earn 3 times as much per month to actually be in the state you're currently in now.
Yeah.
Because being on benefits, your council tax goes down considerably. Perhaps housing associations or local authorities are paid for that.
Yeah.
Things like your water rates and things like that, that's all affected as well. So you've got to, it annoys me because, I'm more than happy to go into work. I was working when I left school and I really enjoyed it. But if I did that now, not living with parents and stuff, I would have to earn at least £1,500 a month to be equal to what I'm getting now on benefits.
Right. I wonder how they're going to change that. I wonder what they're going to do. We don't really know what they're going to do we? But you are a registered disabled person, so fair enough. You see what I mean? I think what they want to do is get the people who are actually pretending that there's something wrong, and we all know them. We all know a few of those. Pretending.
You mean like you?
Pardon?
You mean like you?
Me? I work. I work my fingers to the bone. I do work my fingers to the bone, Terry. It's awful.
Fair to say you work a bit too much.
Thank you. I think I do. I do work too much. You know that. But you have to, dear. You have that's in me, and that's in me because my dad was the same. He was always out at work doing overtime. He used to work for the Evening Standard newspaper years ago. And he did that from when he came out of school, I think, and he went straight into that, and that was it.
Do you think you'll ever give up, though?
Me? No.
Mm.
No. I'm not in a job where you look forward to retiring. If you're new to the show, let me just tell you, my paying job, what I'm doing now is unpaid, okay? My paying job is I am a DJ and a karaoke host. That's what I do. That's my paying job. Has been now for... Oh, dear me, over 20 years. That's what I do for my money. That gives me the money to do whatever I want to do, buy food and clothes, and also to buy the equipment and stuff to run this little radio station that we have. Oh, I've dropped my pen. Radio station we have now. Many people are in a job, perhaps... people work in factories or whatever, and they are in job and they can't wait for their retirement. They look forward to the day that they don't have to do that job anymore. I am very, very fortunate in that I am in a job where that is not the case. However, it may be at some point that age stops me doing what I love to do simply because I don't think people want some old codger to turn around and start playing records or doing karaoke. Now, I have to say to you, Terry, I work on 2 completely different scenes. I work on what we would call the pubs that anyone would go into. Well, I mean, anyone can go into any of the places that I work, but there is the straight pubs and the gay pubs, okay? And I have to say that the age thing is now limiting me in the work I do in the gay places. They are very, very, very age conscious there. They are age conscious, looks conscious, and weight conscious. And there's not a week that goes by where I'll be working in one of the 2 gay places that I work where someone will mention either my age or make some sarky comment about my age, or my weight, or my hair loss, or my looks. One of those things, I guarantee, will be mentioned every single week, maybe once, maybe twice or 3 times. This does not happen ever in the straight places. They are not interested in your weight, your age, or anything like that, as long as you're giving them what they want. Not once, and I started off in straight places years ago, okay, and I moved across to the gay ones. I had a wonderful time there. But I've been back in the straight places now, 1, 2, 3, about 5 years. And in all those 5 years, okay, the entire time that I have been back in the straight places, not once, not on one single occasion has anyone mentioned that. So I have a feeling what will happen is that I will continue to be able, I hope, to work in the straight places, but I think the gay places gradually will push me out, as they do with anyone who doesn't quite look the young, pretty thing that they used to be. And that is a fact. That is absolutely a fact. The only way you can do it, I think, is one, to become a manager. And I really don't have any interest at all in managing anything. Okay, I look after this radio station now, but we kind of spread the work. Lee Mills actually runs the website. A young lad called Sean is now looking after the Skype, and we do a bit each, but overall, I sort of run the whole thing, okay, now. It wasn't like that at first, but it's become apparent recently that you do need to have someone who has the final say. I'm sure you understand what I mean there.
Absolutely.
It's not what we wanted, but it's become apparent that that's what we needed. So there we are. I have the final say, and that's it. And if all my work was to dry up for some reason, then I'd probably do a lot more of this, what I'm doing now, and trying to bring more people in. This radio station is about giving anyone who wants to have a go a bit of a chance. That's what it wasn't. Again, it didn't start out like that. Started out to be a bit of a laugh. Okay, me and another guy called Ross, we started this off just to have a bit of fun, and then a few more people joined, and then it kind of got a little bit serious, and people wanted it to be like a professional thing, and but I'm thinking to myself, no, it's more about giving people a go, giving people a chance who wouldn't be able to do this. Now, as you know, there are thousands and thousands of music stations on the internet, okay? So people often, I don't quite understand why, but people come across and say, can I play some music? Well, there are thousands of stations you can do it on that, and that's why we wanted to talk. I wanted a specific talk station, just talk, no music whatsoever, other than a few jingles and perhaps little bits of clips for the. Some people do competitions on here as well. But going back to that whole thing again, yes, I will be pushed out. The only way you can stay within the gay pub industry or club industry, I believe, is either one, to become a manager. I have no interest to be in management of any sort at all. Or number two, to become a drag queen. Okay? So I am serious. If you saw the age, you don't know the age of half of some of these people. Some of them are well into their 60s. And they are still doing shows. Now, I don't think I want to do that either. I can't be doing the whole wear women's clothes thing. I can't. So it's really just a matter of time before I guess I'm pushed out. I do feel I do the job pretty well. I'm one of those people who knows when it's time to go. If I feel I can't do anything more with a specific job or venue, then I will look for another job, get the other job first, and then go. So, that's how I work. Where all the places I'm in at the moment, I don't feel I've achieved everything I can achieve there, so it carries on. And I do usually stay in places for quite a number of years. There was one particular place in Camden Town, where I was for 18 years. 18 years. The one in Clapham, where I'm working tonight, the Two Brewers in Clapham, I've been there for 10 years, with a gap of 2 years in between there somewhere. So I do tend to hang around for a while, but I usually know when it's time to go. But I have a feeling at some point, I don't know at what age, I've no idea at what age, but at some point I'll be pushed out because they will consider me too old and not young looking enough. But I don't think it will happen in the straight places. I really don't think that.
If that happens, and given the opportunity to move this show to, say, a national network, perhaps, for example, Radio 2.
Oh, Terry, you're breaking up a little bit there. Let me ring you back. Oh, yeah, we're just ring Terry back. Sometimes it starts breaking up there. Couple of messages just coming in from other people. Sean Riches says, one thing I can't stand is animal haters putting cats in bins. Yes, that was an awful thing that we saw the other day. Someone putting a cat in a bin, which was awful. Alice, hello Alice, who's in the UK, writes, Easter is more important in the Catholic Church, yes it is, than Christmas, because anyone can be born, but only Jesus rose from the dead. Yep, thank you Alice. Okay, that is true. Easter is the most important part of the year in the Catholic Church. Also got to say hello to Zach, who I believe is in Australia. Hello Zach, welcome along to the show. Terry, you're back.
I am sorry about that.
That's all right. Carry on.
I'm going to say, if you were pushed out and you had the opportunity, and you had more time, you had the opportunity to move this show, or even do a secondary show on a national network, for example, Radio 2, would you do that?
Yes. Yes, I would. I think you need to know where you fit in this world. I don't think that I am good enough for BBC. Or I think I would be good enough for independent local radio. However, there are so many restrictions, and that I know people who have worked on Talk Sport in the UK, and also LBC. I know a couple of people who work there, and I talked to them, and I've said a couple of years ago that I would like to do. How do I get into it? And they said, well, you probably could, but within a few weeks of you coming into it, you will wonder why you ever bothered, because there are so many restrictions, timescales that you have to talk to, the adverts and all this, that and the other, and it's very, very restrictive. Would I have a go at it? Probably yes. Probably yes, but I honestly don't think it will ever happen because I'm not good enough. Okay. Now, I'm not, Terry, just a minute before you come in there. I'm not now asking you to carry on and say, yes, you are, and all that old baloney, okay? I'm not asking you to say that now, or at all at any time. That really is how I feel, and whatever you say will not change my mind. Okay? You can talk now.
What are we going to do with you, eh?
Radio 2. BBC Radio 2. I think I could do that. I do think I could do that, yeah.
Radio 2, or perhaps a nice little BBC regional Into the Night type show. Into
the Night, wonderful. But it's never going to happen. It is just not going to happen. It would have... Someone, somewhere of importance, must have heard me over the last 5 years. You know, they must have, and it's never happened, so I don't believe it will happen. It's like the whole idea of finding... I'm a bit negative with this. I know, I'm a bit negative on this. I think I fit in. I fit in pubs, bars, clubs, and internet radio stations. That's where because there's like a grand scheme of things, isn't there? That is where I feel I fit in, Terry. Perhaps you get to a certain age and you kind of start accepting things for what they are and not being able to move on any further. You know, I feel I've got to where I am going to get to, and that's it. So what would I like to do? Whereas I work in cabaret venues, I would like to do something like that on a much larger scale. Going back in time, there were places like the Talk of the Town, and a place in London called Madame Jojo's. But these places no longer exist or just don't seem to work anymore, so that's out of the question. Cruise ships, I'd quite like to do cruise ships. But it's very restrictive again, because once you're on that boat, you get booked for 6 months or whatever. That's the only job you do. You'll be doing that all the time. And then at the end of the 6 months, you have no guarantee that there's anything after it. I'd like to do holiday camps. Radio-wise, I'd like to do Radio 2. I would like to do perhaps LBC or something like that, but I don't honestly see it ever happening. The other thing is, of course, I don't send around any demos. Because I feel so negative about how far I could go over the years, I've never really sent anything. I have sent maybe 3 tapes around, and that's it. 3 out of everything.
Yeah, and that's interesting, because when I did my radio course about 5 years ago, I had every intention of sending out demo tapes. And actually, I recently came across a few old shows of mine. And when I listened back to that, I thought, that's absolutely dreadful.
Yes.
Really, really bad.
Yeah, but we all do. I listen to the shows I've already done, and I think they're terrible.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the thing is, this was straight after a course that I'd taken, and this was supposed to be the thing to prove that you'd learnt everything.
Yeah. And
when I look back and think, actually, everything I was actually taught, there was not really anything. I don't think there was any difference between when I first did my first hospital radio show and doing that particular show.
Yeah.
And it was the day just after the London bombings. And it was absolutely dreadful. And I'm still going back on it. I'm preparing to do new shows.
Terry Wogan doesn't like listening to himself.
Well, who does?
Millions of people. Terry, I'm out of time, mate. We're out of time, near enough. Never mind.
What an anticlimax.
Thank you for the call.
Thanks, Chris.
Lovely to speak to you. Bye-bye, Terry. Terry there in Huntingdonshire. We are nearly out of time, boys and girls. Patrick says... Patrick. Patrick's an 11-year-old boy, and he wants to have a go at doing a show as well. Patrick, that's great. Just do me a little... do me a half-hour show, send it through, and I'll have a little listen to it. And Mikey Holt says, please do Butlins in Skegness as I go there sometimes. Skegness, look, boys and girls, you do not want to go to Skegness, not Butlins. Skegness is got to be one of the worst seaside resorts I have ever experienced. It is so over-commercialised, it's unbelievable. You've got to go there to see it. You have absolutely got to go there to ski it. Skegness has got to be the worst seaside resorts I have ever been to. My sister loves it. She loves it. Go just for once. If you ever get the chance, go to Skegness. Dreadful. You've never seen so many chip shops next to each other in a row in a street. Awful. Alice says, tell the people in the gay clubs they don't know what they got till it's gone. Then they paved paradise and put up a parking lot. Thank you very much. Now, although we're out of time, we haven't had time today. Just a minute. One more email here from Alan. Oh, have we done that? Yeah, we've done the Alan email. Beg your pardon, Alan. Thank you very much for that. Mikey says Butlins is actually in Goldmills. Is that the name of the place? In Goldmills? It's an unusual name for a place, isn't it? Anyway, we didn't have time today for any emails at all, which I'm rather disappointed about. I don't dare go over time because, other people that do shows here will complain then, won't they? That they've gone over time as well, so I can't go over time. But we will start the next show. I really wanted to read out this email from Susan, our cat lover who's been disappeared for a while. And we've also got emails here from Robert in Iceland and, of course, Jennifer in the USA as well. So hopefully we'll bring those up on the next show. I'm with you live again on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock UK time, all right, here on unitedkingdomradio.co.uk. Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock UK time, unitedkingdomradio.co.uk. .co.uk, and also on Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 11 o'clock UK time. That's when I'm live. Later on here on United Kingdom Talk at 8 o'clock tonight is Mike Cullen. He's our newest recruit at the moment. Mike Cullen here at 8 o'clock. A really good listen, okay? Do try and join in. Mike Cullen tonight at 8 o'clock UK time. If you want to get in contact with the show at any time, if you're listening to a recording or watching a recording, then please feel free to use the email address unitedchris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'll see you on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Have a nice day again now. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.